Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Full Court Press Podcast with LT and Sammy D. This is the podcast that brings you legendary stories from college basketball's golden era and dives in deep with a current analysis of today's game. Get ready for the most energetic and entertaining college basketball podcast around. Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to another Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show brought to you by and powered by the Full Court Network. Luke Taylor going one-on-one yet again. I am excited. I told him before we started, don't ever sleep on the Southland Conference. We got Stephen F. Austin, the Lumberjacks head coach, Matt Braeuer. Welcome to the Full Court Press, Coach.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, Luke.
Yeah. I just skipped over the self-promotion of follow us on Twitter and all that other crap. I just want to talk ball. That's all I care about.
I love it. That's all I want to talk about, too.
Man, first year.
Yep.
First year. Now, what you're doing, okay, and what the expectation was in your mind for year one, how different is it? Or was this all the expectation? 22-3, 15-1. Yikes.
Yeah, I would love to sit here and tell you that I thought we could do that. And
Will Wade said he's going to win 100 games his first year at McNeese. He did it. So,
yeah, I'm not quite as boisterous. I haven't done it quite as long as Coach Wade has. But, Coach Mack is there's a lot of him, the way he coaches and what I do. And obviously, Ross Hodge in the same boat, just being around those guys for 7 and 5 years, respectively. So, that's one of Coach Mack's superpowers is belief. And,
Jeez.
When I met with our athletic director, on my interview at dinner, we talked about the expectations of what this job is. And I certainly wasn't scared of the expectations. I mean, it's championship level program, and it's an NCAA tournament, run every year. They want, this is the expectation is to have a chance to go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And so, I was excited about that. I want to go somewhere where the expectations are high, because ultimately I believe in what I've been around and who is I've worked under, that I believe in everything that we've done and how we've won, that I thought I could take that, here to Stephen F. And so, again, whatever our record is, maybe not, but I did believe we'd have success because I knew we'd hire the right staff and get the right character players in here. And then from there, there's a lot of variables. You got to stay healthy, which we've done. You've got to win close games, which we've done. And so it's just part of it. And, just thankful I've had the opportunity to lead the program, to be honest.
Yeah. How many more schools in Texas do you have to coach at Division I?
There's quite a few in Texas that I haven't hit. So
I don't know. You've been at Sam Houston State, the Bearcats with a K.
Yep.
North Texas, and then Texas Tech, and now you're at Stephen S. Austin. I think you should try to get at least 4 more coaches or 4 more coaching stints in Texas. I think you at least have half the state.
Well, I did. I spent a year in JUCO in Texas too, at Midland
Yep.
Junior College. So
Yep.
that was another spot.
Yeah. How, and you kind of tapped it in. We talked about him before, Ross Hodge. He's a terrible driver in snow, obviously. Since we discussed, you can tell him I said that.
Well, he's not used to the snow, so he gets a pass.
I know. He is from the Dallas area, and he still is a Cowboys fan. God bless him. As am I. I'm a Browns and Bills fan. But, you look at the junior college route. You played at Wichita State, obviously a known program. Unfortunately, you were there before. You went to an NCAA Sweet 16. What am I talking about? But what do I know? How – I'm trying to think how to paraphrase this. I don't know what the hell I was about to ask you, but I had something really good. How difficult is it maybe going from like a North Texas or more so Texas Tech to Stephen S. Austin in this kind of college landscape? Like, is it more challenging? Is it, do you like it that you get to kind of re-recruit, you recruit every year, you have a new roster, or do you not like that? The reason why I asked you that because of the JUCO year. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the big. I think there's a lot of really good coaches in college basketball at the Division I level,
Oh
at
my
every
God.
level. Let me preface that. Every level that have coached in junior college.
Yep.
And I think the one thing that junior college prepares you for is you're having to recruit an entire roster every year. And then when you get that entire roster, a new roster, you have to mold the team together and actually like each other if you want to be successful. And so I think my year in junior college really, shaped some of that for me. Just being able to just understanding how different everybody was that you bring in. And because, we had some high major Division I transfers that were coming down to junior college. We had guys that had no scholarships out of high school that were, we were bringing in. We had guys that were going mid-major out of high school but couldn't get their academics in order, so they went junior. So there were so many different people and the way that they had gotten to junior college, and that you're having to mold in these different personalities. And so I think it was really beneficial for me. And I wouldn't say it's a ton different. It's just scalable, right? I mean, obviously the amount of NIL that you have, at the Big 12 level is going to be significantly more than you have in the Southland, but it's all scaled. And, ultimately you're still trying to recruit the same type of people. Okay. Maybe the caliber of talent or size or athleticism is a little bit different at the Big 12, but you're still trying to recruit character. You're still trying to recruit guys that love basketball. You're still trying to recruit guys that will be coachable and that are great teammates and that have come from some sort of winning background. That stuff will never change no matter what level I'm at or anybody that is super successful is finding guys that have all those characteristics.
Yeah. Yeah. What took you so long to be a head coach?
Some people would say I'm young. So,
what are you, like 26?
I'm 39. I wish I was a little younger, but I feel it a little bit more now whenever I get out there in a defensive stance during a game or practice. But no, I've always wanted to be a head coach, obviously, and I put myself in a good position with the people that I worked for, and that's the truth. If I didn't work for Coach Mack, if I hadn't been around Coach Hodge, if I didn't work for Coach Grant, who's at Boston College now, or Coach Hooten, who's at New Mexico State, I wouldn't have this opportunity. So I'm appreciative of everybody I've worked for.
Yeah, Coach Hooten. Every photo I found of Coach Hooten on the internet, him just looks angry, but he's like the nicest guy in the world. Am I not right?
He's competitive.
He's competitive. Who would you say of those coaches, Coach Hodge, Coach McCausland, Coach Grant, and Coach Hooten, who would you say is the most competitive?
Ooh, man.
So put it this way. We get a cage, all right? We put it in a wrestling ring, and we have a battle royale. Who is the last person left in that cage?
Well, me, but
Ooh.
but I'm younger, so I can withstand man, that's a great question because, Coach Grant is more of a silent killer, and Coach Hooten, Coach Mack, Coach Hodge, like those guys are. That's a great question. Man, I feel like Coach Mack would find his way out of there somehow, some way. Yeah. He would end up having everybody else fight each other, and then he'd be over there on the side winking his eye because everybody else beat each other up, and he's just standing over there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's probably some truth to that one. There's always he doesn't work harder, he works smarter.
That's right. He does both, but he's definitely a smart guy.
Yeah. So your head coach for 3 years was Mark Turgeon. I guess what can Kansas City expect from him? I mean, that's a great hire.
Yeah. I mean, well, first off, another super competitive person. I actually just talked to him on the phone on my walk earlier, just checking on him, seeing how he's doing with the new job. And so, but he's super competitive. He has a great wealth of basketball knowledge. He's coached in so many games, and he really knows how to translate the message that he wants to his team. And obviously he's going to put them in good positions, X's and O's wise. And he's a good recruiter. So, I mean, he does a little bit of everything, but he's super motivated right now, and he's going to do a great job because he's going to bring good people, good players, good staff. And he's going to bring that belief back to Kansas City and get that program rolling. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah. Are you going to play him?
No, we're not playing him.
Why not, sissy?
No, I don't like playing my friends. I don't like playing those guys.
No. Is that I feel like I see this more times than not. A lot of, like, for instance, Coach Smiley and Coach Sundance Wicks, all right? They're college roommates, okay? And or teammates, roommates, whatever you want to call it. They play an exhibition game. Is it really difficult? Like, would it be real? Like, I can't wait to watch Coach Mack against Coach Hodges when they play. I think it's either this weekend or the weekend after Texas Tech, West Virginia play.
No, they already played.
Oh, they did.
You missed
shit.
it. Yep. You missed
How'd
it
it go?
last weekend. It was actually Sunday. It was a couple days ago.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Texas Tech won by 6, I think.
Oh,
so it was a close game.
The teacher outmastered the student.
I won't say anything. I just know Texas Tech beat them.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. That would have been probably a defensive battle. I mean, are you a big defensive minded coach? Or are you more because of a point guard, more of getting it running and just scoring as much as you can?
No, I'm defensive minded. I definitely don't completely neglect the offensive end. We're pretty solid offensively, but I know to win championships, you have to win on the road, and you can't go win on the road by outscoring a bunch of people. It's just not how it works. You have to be able to defend and rebound and take care of the ball. And so those are 3 pillars that we're always going to be about. And if you do those 3 things, you're going to have a chance to win every game. So I'm definitely more defensive minded, but I definitely we definitely have a lot of offensive stuff, and we work on offense quite a bit.
Yeah. So you're led by Keon Thompson, 17.8 points per game from Maryville, Indiana, very known, well-known hotbed for high school basketball. Lateef Patrick, 14.9. Then you got Krishan Christmas. He's averaging 7.2 rebounds per game. You guys are actually top 70th in the nation in rebounds per game at 34.7. What was your kind of first year puzzle piece of putting the roster together?
Yeah, well, Keon Thompson and Krishan Christmas were both guys that were here last year. Under Coach Keller. And so, obviously they brought in really good talent here before me. And those 2 guys, we wouldn't be where we are without those 2. I know that. And so, those were big guys to keep, retain. I worked really hard on that while we were still finishing our run at Tech, because I had both jobs at the same time for about a month.
Did you get paid twice as much?
No, I did not. But it's all good. It's all good. But no, those 2 guys were huge because they're so physical. They've been around it before. They've been in the league. They're competitive. They play hard. They practice hard. So there were guys that we had to keep around. And so was it
tough to keep them around being in a new system and a new coach?
Yeah. Keon was probably a little harder than Krishan. Like I think, Krishan was here when I came on my, I came for like 24 hours, just came here, got introduced to some people in town. I didn't actually do my press conference till after we finished our Tech season. But Krishan was here. It was during spring break. Keon was actually back in Indiana. So I didn't get to meet with him face to face. So I think that made it a little more difficult with Keon. Mm-hmm. I sat down with Krishan and I told him exactly what I wanted to do, how I wanted his role to be and how I thought we could really win games and we were going to put the pieces in place. And so I thought from our meeting there, it wasn't as difficult. Keon, it took numerous conversations on the phone, just a lot of convincing on my part that, I could put him in good positions to be successful. And I really believed that, and I told him this on the phone. I was like, I really believe if you come here, you have a chance to be the player of the year. And, so far I think he's one of the top guys in our league and has a chance to do that. So those guys were big. I mean, those were the key cogs, obviously, initially. And then, we just kind of fit everybody else together. We have a bunch of shooters around those guys. Lateef Patrick obviously came in and was kind of the final piece to the puzzle, if we're being honest. Junior college ranks, just somebody that could really fill it up and put it in the basket. And then, we got a couple big guys that are different type players. One's a little bbit more of a shot blocker and athlete, and the other one's a little bit more of a skill passer, that type role. And we've got good players. We got experience in off the bench. And we've got guys who are really solid, high IQ players off the bench. So just a lot of different pieces, but they all fit well. And the most important part about everyone on our roster is the character that they have as men and the one common goal that we all had in recruiting, and that was to win a championship. That's all we talked about in recruiting when we brought these guys in is, do you want to win a championship? We can do it here. Yeah. And so when so far, we've put ourselves in good positions, a long way to go to do that, but so far so good.
Yeah. Did it kind of entice you taking this position, just seeing what happened at McNeese in such a short period of time? Did that kind of like attract you to position?
Well, it really attracted to me to it is, I was at Sam Houston from 2013 to 2016, and it's a major rival for SFA. And my best friend, one of my best friends, Chris Mudge, is the head coach of Sam Houston. We actually played him in an exhibition. It's funny you mentioned that about Sundance and Coach Smiley. So, I was at Sam Houston. We were second place in the league for 3 straight years. And the problem is Coach Underwood had them rolling here, and we couldn't beat them. Couldn't beat them. We were 0-7 in my 3 years at Sam, and or 0-8. I'm sorry, and we lost the championship game twice, first 2 years, and we just couldn't beat them. So I knew exactly what this place was. I know the expectations. I know the people. I've seen the crowds, everything. There was no surprise. So that's what attracted me the most, was knowing what it is, because I had seen it from a different perspective.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously doing very, very well. Your only conference loss came to, I believe, at McNeese Monday, January 5th. You just beat him. I watched that game. That was a really good game, really fun game. Beat him by 7. You're playing a team, UT Rio Grande Valley. They're on an 8-game winning streak and actually beat McNeese by 3. How good is UT Rio Grande Valley? But let alone, how good is the Southland? I feel like, a lot of people don't watch, they watch what they watch. I like to watch all this different stuff. I mean, ESPN Plus, my wife changes the channel a lot of times because it's always on basketball, but we love ball, right? Like, how good is the Southland Conference, especially this year? I feel like there was a post by Coach Dottie at Houston Christian on Twitter and saying, how good it is. And it's like, I feel like the Southland Conference has really taken that next step. With we've had Heath Shore on the show, on our other show, College Basketball Weekly. I mean, we've seen and heard it, but how good is the conference this year, especially in basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest kicker. I think there's so many good teams, and what I think the biggest separator from the last couple of years is the bottom of the league is significantly better.
Yes.
Than it has been. And so, we're the 18th rated KenPom, conference on KenPom, and we're actually closer to the American Athletic Conference, the 10th rated conference. We're actually closer to that conference than we are to the 22nd rated league. So from 18 to 10, we're actually closer rating wise than we are from 18 to 22. And so I think that tells you pretty much everything you need to know about how close we are. The stigma of the Southland is what it is. People believe it's not a good league, but that's the furthest thing from the truth. Yeah. And it starts at the top. McNeese has been really good. They're really good again this year, right? We've elevated this year to where we're one of the top teams up there. Corpus is always a good, formidable opponent. They're always at the top of the league. And then, Cahill over at Rio Grande Valley, that's who we play on Saturday. But, man, he is doing a phenomenal job. They are rolling right now.
Yep, 100%.
Playing great basketball. He does a great job. Him and I had battles at BYU for a year when I was at Tech. And so and I'm missing, Lamar, Nichols, just good teams throughout.
Yep.
And Incarnate Word has really good players this year. And they were picked to be at the top of the league for a lot of people. Yep. And they've struggled because there's a lot of good teams, and they're a good team with a good coach.
Right. And I think, we've had Shane Harriman on the show, really talented like yourself. But I think the problem is people look at the non-conference and they realize, all right, well, they didn't do too well non-conference. It's not, it's going to be this game, it's not going to be that great, But the problem is, especially the way the metrics of the NCAA tournament are going, if you're a stronger team, you're going to have a hell of a tough time finding good, good non-conference games. I mean, you laugh, and it as well as I do. Everybody's lambasting Travis Steele. And he's told me personally, face to face, in the person, no one will play us. And I actually asked a Power 5 coach that he knows. I said, why don't you play him? He says, it doesn't do anything for us. If we beat him, it does nothing. If we lose to him, it does even worse. And retainment tells you. If you've got a retaining team, you're going to have a tougher time finding it because at least people know what to expect.
Yeah, well, I mean, I laugh because we're going through it right now. We're trying to schedule some Power Fours this year because we couldn't get any this last year, and we're calling around state of Texas, outside of the state. I mean, we're getting laughed at. We're getting laughed at. Like, no, we're not playing.
Like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're like, well, we're looking for people in the 250 plus KenPom range, and we're currently like 87.
Yeah, you're screwed.
So, I mean, it's just and I get it. And being at Texas Tech, like, I understand that you don't feel like there's anything to gain from it. So I 100% understand it. But we got to find a way to get those games. And it's good for the sport of basketball. It's good for our conference. And you said it, like, there's certain teams in our conference financially that have to go raise $500,000-$600,000 in the non-conference. So you get a team like Nichols. They played like one home game the entire non-conference slate, and they got bought 9 different times. Well, of course their record's going to be 1-9 or 2-8 or whatever it was, because they're playing teams that are really hard to beat every night on the road. So it's like you're looking at the overall record, but what you really should be looking at is the strength of schedule that all these teams have had to play in our league in the non-conference. That's the biggest deal.
There's got to be a way. Maybe I'm onto something with Sam. Is there should be a full court network classic, and you get like 8 teams in that kind of 75 to like 150. And you just play, because at least that doesn't hurt you as much. But I mean, it's crazy. Or you could go to like Coach Hodge or Coach McCausland and say, hey, listen, we'll guarantee to lose, but you got to play us.
Well, yeah, we've had those conversations before.
Dumbest suggestion either, but don't do it. I say just complete opposite. You'll do okay in life. But I don't think people understand, like, they'll lambaste these teams. It's like, well, I'm playing who I'm playing. I mean, I don't know what else, beg, borrow, and steal with it. But maybe that should be a conversation I got to have with with Keith Gill, the Sun Belt commissioner, or because he's head of the tournament selection and kind of making it a little bit. I don't like that. I like to see these games. People want to see Cinderella stories. They want to see these games and each them. So we do this thing called the shot clock. All right.
Okay.
It's usually one-word answers, but if you have a story, obviously you can use more than one word. Just kind of light, easy. We try to get a feel of who you are as a human being.
Okay.
There's going to be some strange questions. There's going to be some good questions. There's going to be some strange questions. All right.
Love it.
Sam cringes whenever I do this, but he usually introduces, but whatever. All right. One word to describe the Southland Conference basketball.
Physical.
Okay. I like that, physical. All right. Best coaching advice you've ever been given and coaching advice you use maybe on a daily basis.
Ooh. Be you.
Who told you that?
Coach Mack.
All right. Be you as he sneaks out of the damn wrestling cage. Bastard. All right. If you could change one rule in college basketball, either on the court or off the court, what would it be?
I'd say let's go 4 quarters.
Yeah, you and 26 other coaches have said that. I mean, it's the only league in our league sport in the world in basketball that does 2 halves.
I'm not really interested in moving, like calling timeouts and being able to advance it. I'm not really interested in that, but I think 4 quarters, I just let's go ahead and, like you said, just be like every other league and let's just go 4 quarters. Makes sense. Yeah,
because mainly most of the better players go on to play professionally.
Correct.
And they play, whether it's Croatia.
And I'm not a proponent for 24-second shot clock.
You like to hold the ball, don't you?
No, I don't necessarily.
Yeah, you like to hold the ball.
But you're asking for younger guys to have to make decisions in 6 seconds less. I think it can make for a little bit uglier basketball.
Yeah, it would be it'd be called hot potato.
It would be fast,
which would not be good. Do you like the just quickly? Do you like the moving back the transfer portal to the day after the NCAA tournament, or does that hurt you or help you at the mid-major level? And sorry to call you mid-major, but
I think it actually helps. The one thing I think, like, if you don't make the NCAA tournament, right, immediately the first thing you're doing is you lose your game, and the next day you're meeting with guys about don't enter the portal and try to come back. I mean, you just
next minute after you lose, coach.
Yeah,
we got guys in the locker room
7
entering.
months in a season, and you don't even have a chance to decompress after you lose your last game. And so I think this allows that to happen. And what it allows is like a couple days. Okay, you lose, get away from each other for a couple days, right?
Yep.
You need a break, you need some space, and then now let's bring everybody back together. Okay, let's have our meetings, and then now you have time to figure it out. Now you have a couple weeks if you don't make the NCAA tournament, or
you can strategize, right? You can strategize. You can meet with your coaches. You can get a feel.
Yeah. And now what I will say is I believe tampering will be at an all-time high this year.
Yeah.
Because you can't enter your name in the portal till after the Final Four. So you think these coaches for 3.5 weeks are just going to stand pat and just sit there and do nothing? Like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah. Hey, who's on the naughty list? Who's on the nice list for tampering?
Yeah, I'm not saying that. But tampering will be at an all-time high. It's already at an all-time high.
No. My favorite is when a guy all of a sudden, a week and a half into the transfer portal in football, enters it, and 3 minutes after he enters, he's already committed.
Maybe he just likes the school.
Oh, bullshit. You know what's happening. The one thing I like that they made that after the end. I wish they'd wait a week because I feel bad. I mean, I really do. I mean, you don't, but I feel really bad for Florida because like you win it or Texas or whoever wins it, you win it that night, you have lose it. And then literally 5 minutes later, because it's after midnight, usually when everything's over at the fun because they started so damn late. The NCAA tournament. Do love the NCAA though. Let me be honest with you. They do run really good tournaments.
Yep.
But like you're already recruiting. I mean, I remember asking Coach Oates, Coach Izzo, a couple other coaches, like, how are you balancing? Because like literally after the first round last year, second round, the portal opened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was doing it while I was at Tech for Stephen F. Austin. And our other assistants at Tech were recruiting in the portal while we were going to the Elite Eight. I mean, it was exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it was. It's ridiculous. All right. So which team in your conference, in the Southland Conference, leads the conference in team fouls called? Or I like to put, which officials hate this coach the most?
Well, I don't know if I'd say it's because they hate the coach the most. They're just the most physical team and most aggressive team. I'm going to guess it's A&M Corpus Christi.
It is. It is. You are right. You're right. 20.6. UNO's 20. McNeese is 19.0. Which officials like this coach the best?
Well, I'm going to guess it's us because we haven't been fouling much in conference.
Don't pat yourself on the back. You're 11th. You're 11th at 16.4. There's someone at 14.9.
That would probably be Houston Christian.
Yeah. See, the religious people usually the ones that foul the most. That's the funny part. Just being honest.
They're the way they play defensively. They're just kind of underneath you all the time. They're 3-point line and in and switch a lot and just kind of underneath you. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were a candle scent, what candle scent would you be?
Wow. I'd probably be some sort of outdoor, like a woods scent. I like being outdoors.
So like pine?
There you go, pine. Yeah. Well, we're in the piney woods, so pine. Yeah, pine, that makes sense.
All right. Okay. Give me your funniest recruiting story. So I necessarily wasn't the lead recruiter on this one, but it was a part of where I was at. We misspelled somebody's name. We misspelled the player's name on a PowerPoint presentation. So that didn't end well, but looking back on it, it was fine. And, it was ultimately probably good we didn't get the kid, but it was looking back on it now, we all laugh about it, but during the moment it was something. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's hard to spell all those Lithuanian last names, you know?
Well, the worst part was it was an American kid.
It was Anderson, spelled with an M. Emerson.
Exactly.
Oh God, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. All right, give me the song that best describes you. What would your walkout song be?
Yeah, it's funny. I actually just had to do my top 5 playlist, and when I was in college, we did my sophomore year, we went to the Sweet 16 and they did like a highlight video after the season of just all the things. Right. And at the time, one of the assistants was Tad Boyle, who
we love Tad Boyle.
Yeah. Coach Boyle's awesome. So
he
recruited me. He recruited me to Wichita State. He was the one that signed me and he picked the songs. Him and Coach Roan picked the songs. And the one they picked for me on my highlight video was Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. And so I love that song. I listen to it now. It's one of my top songs. And I think it's great for who I am. I was always under-recruited, undervalued, chip on my shoulder, and kind of fits who I am.
Yeah. I love it, man. That's Tad's the man, dude. We interviewed him in person 2 years ago. We went to Colorado State, Wyoming, Northern Colorado. He sat down with us, and he was awesome, man. I don't know if he ever told you stories about how him and Bill Self used to guard each other in college, but
no, he didn't.
It's pretty funny. What do you think about the George Mason band?
I don't know anything about him,
dude. You played against him. That's like
we played him in a bracket buster my sophomore year. They played at our place in February, and we lost by 3 or 4. And then we played him again that year in the Sweet 16 to go to the Elite 8.
Yeah.
It was in D.C. at the Wizards Arena. And then we actually played at George Mason the next year when they unveiled their Final Four banner. But I don't remember anything about their band, so I could not tell you anything about it.
Yeah. Do you ever say hi to Tony Skin on the road, or you just run away from him?
No. I say hi to him. We beat him the next year, but they beat us the 2 times. That mattered the most. But no, T-Skin's a great guy and a really good coach too, man. Wow. Really good coach.
He's all right. He keeps telling me he's going to come on the show, and this is freaking 6 months later, whatever. He's busy.
Well, you can send it. You can send that clip to him and tell him to get on there.
Yeah, whatever. No, I appreciate that. So we like to finish up. We're going to give you the kind of a little bit more of the stage. We're just going to ask you, what can Lumberjack fans expect, boosters, alumni? How excited should they be as you come to the kind of nearing the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, the type of people and character that we have in our program matches and fits this community. And it's a blue collar, hardworking community, and they love good, high character people that are going to represent Nacogdoches, Stephen F. Austin, and just this community in general, because there's obviously a lot of surrounding small towns that are big SFA fans and alum. And, we're going to put a good product out there, and we have put a good product out there, but those guys are going to play hard. They're going to compete the right way. They're going to cheer each other on. They're going to love the fans and the university and the community like it's their own. And in today's portal world, look, are we going to lose some guys that we have this year in the portal? For sure, it's going to happen. That's I'm not oblivious to that, and neither should our fan base. But the type of people that we're going to bring in while they're here, they're going to give everything they have to this university and to this basketball program. And I think that really fits and gels with this community more than most. And they've really taken a liking to our team. Obviously, winning helps, but they really have enjoyed the type of people that our team is full of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I wish what Coach Dolan said from Clemson, the associate head coach. He said they should expand it to 96 teams. Each conference gets 2, the regular season and then the thing, just because, everybody wants to see the Cinderella stories. I mean, look what they promote for March Madness on CBS or TNT or whatever. The upsets. I mean, they put Wichita State up there. They put George Mason. They put St. Peter's. They put Oakland. I was there in the flesh, that Oakland, Kentucky game. And I mean, I have chills still thinking about that game. So, we'll be following, we'll be watching, we'll be cheering for you. I got to be careful. Hopefully Coach Armstrong doesn't listen, but we'll watch. But no, we really appreciate it. You're going to stay on one more second as we upload, but check out the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks, Coach Braeuer, doing some big things year one. If you're watching the show, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe, rate, and review. Also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we'll be back not next week because I'll be in North Carolina watching some basketball, doing some other things. Back the following week on the Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show.